storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Are y'all ready to talk about these screwballs right here? Oh. Alright, so now we got to talk about Joe Budden and Cyn Santana because a lot of information has come out about them now, and I'm going to take you through everything, and I'm also going to take you guys through Tahiry Jose being exposed by Jonathan from Love and Hip Hop New York, but let's do one thing at a time. So, Cyn Santana and these leaked audios have come out that are somewhat proving that Joe Budden is abusive, that he dragged her, and I'm going to take you through the court documents in which Cyn Santana alleged that Joe Budden masturbated his dog and did a whole bunch of stuff else. So let's get right into it. They're both from Love and Hip Hop New York. They're both a mess. Really, she's very confused about her sexuality, but anyway, ain't my business, all right? So let's get to the leaked phone call. This is Joe Budden and Cyn Santana discussing co-parenting. Let's play it.
I have a family.
You do have a family, and eventually things will get sorted out, and everything will be fine. But me and you have nothing here anymore.
I try not to be the guy to just start stalking you and just popping up so we could have a face-to-face conversation at some point. Like,
we're talking.
Listen, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, cut this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop.
Oh, you want me to zoom in person so you could chase me again and drag me? I'm good.
Oh, shit, okay. I didn't know it was there.
Oh, yeah, we're there.
I dragged you. I laid a pan on you and dragged you where?
What?
Where did I drag you, Cyn?
You must have been drunk still, right?
No, I was not drunk. I'm very aware of what was happening.
Joseph Anthony Budden Jr. Joseph Anthony Budden Jr. Let's not play these games.
I have a family.
You do have a family, and eventually...
Okay, so as you guys heard, she said, you dragged me, Joe, and he acted crazy because what I think Joe realized as she was talking, he's like, wait a minute, this girl recording me. Because when somebody's secretly recording you on the phone, you can tell because most people are not slick with it. Like, when you want to record somebody, you can't ask them questions like you're the police. You got to just talk in a regular conversation and get them to spill their shit. But everybody ain't skilled with that, okay? So when I look through the court documents, shout out to It's On Site, the court paperwork between Joe and Cyn Santana when they were working out like their custody agreement and all that shit, it listed all of Cyn's allegations. So let's get into it, okay? First allegation. Cyn Santana was 17 years old when she met Joe. Joe was about... Well, she said Joe was 26, so y'all do the math, all right? 9 years or whatever. So she was 17 when they met. Cyn Santana claims that they did not have sexual relations until 6 years after they met. So she was 23. Do I believe that part? He meet her at 17, he ain't tapped that? I don't know, but that's what she says. The next allegation is that Joe consistently smokes weed and drinks Jameson rum on the daily. And as a matter of fact, not only does he do this daily, he does it in the daytime. So I ain't gonna lie, that would explain that raspy ass voice, because when you smoke like that and you drink that hard liquor like that, your voice literally sounds like it where you just... I'm a busy Connie. Beep, 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 beep. You sound just like Jim Jones' mama, whatever her name is, like a pack of Newports. But anyway, she says that he smokes weed and he drinks Jameson daily. In addition to that, he drives drunk. And this is why in the court documents, she really recommends that Joe is not alone with Lexington. And so I wonder, when we see all those pictures of Joe and their baby together on IG, is there like a nanny there? Is there a specialized supervised visitation person there? Because Joe has an adult son. Does his adult son count as like one of the people to watch everything? Because a lot of their pictures, when you see Joe and the baby, the son is always visiting too. So I'm putting two and two together here, but anyway, she says he drives drunk. Cyn Santana said that she knew about his drug addiction. She knew about his alcoholism before she got with him and before she had a baby by him, but did it anyway. Cyn Santana, it ain't a person in the world that didn't know that this man was a crackhead. She says that he tried perks, he took ecstasy, he took angel dust back in the day. And anybody know a man that's on angel dust, he loses his damn mind. Angel dust allows demons to come into your body. I'm convinced that all them damn hard hard drugs ain't doing nothing but opening portals for demons to come in your body, which is why people act out of character and they don't remember what they did the next day. It's not just because they don't want to remember, it's because they didn't do it. The demon made them do it. I believe that when you get high, you start to see alternate universes and you see into the spirit world stuff that you ain't meant to see, which is why it scares the shit out of you. And so when you see people talking at walls and you like, ain't nobody there. No, there's a spirit there. Your ass just ain't meant to see it. You know, low key, the mentally ill got a lot more sense to be given credit for. But we're gonna move right along. She says that when they were taping Love and Hip Hop in December 2018 and they were on a beach, whatever episode that was, she claims that he mushed her in the face by the hot tub. Another allegation is that on Memorial Day, after Joe and Cyn Santana had broke up, now I gotta rewind back and say when Cyn Santana broke up with Joe, she didn't really give him no explanation. She found out that he was cheating through his phone and she just packed the shit and she left, all right? And he didn't like that because he wanted to talk to her and he wanted to try to convince her to come back home. And ladies, I have to tell you something. When you leave a man, don't go back. Like when you leave an abusive man, you leave a bad situation. When God allows you to get out of the frying pan, I was always told you don't go hop back in that frying pan because you will get burnt. Like at that point, you're playing with fire because when you leave somebody and you come back, now that person knows that you will leave them and they'll like ID channel snapped should tell y'all what happens when you leave and go back and leave and go back and do all that shit. Once you leave, have it in your mind that you're never returning to that house and just leave it like that for y'all own safety. Ladies, please. Like, anyway. She says on Memorial Day, Joe ended up following Cyn Santana and her mother in their car because they went down to the shore in order to have a beach day with the baby. Now, how did he know that they were going to the beach? I don't know. He may have a tracker in her phone, but somehow he ended up being right behind them. He swerved in front of them in traffic, slammed on his brake, causing Cyn Santana in her car to ram in the back of Joe's car. After she rammed in the back of his car, mind you, they were going slow, so nobody was hurt, but this is still some Gloria Govan type of shit. Like, you gonna do this shit with your baby in the car?
Now, are you tired of being fat as hell? Are you sick of your breasts hitting your lap when you sit down? Are you embarrassed every time you go out and people think you pregnant, but you really not? You just had a big burrito last night. If you were going through them problems, and guess what? I got a solution for you, and your solution is going to be found in NUTRABURST. Now, before you get mad, let me let you know, in addition to using NUTRABURST products, you're going to need a healthy caloric deficit diet. But one of my favorite products that NUTRABURST offers is called Resolution Drops and Life Drops. And I'm telling you, they help me not eat as much because, you know, I'm a cookie monster. I'm a slave to that pata monster. So if you a slave to the pasta and the cookies like me, get you some Resolution and some Life Drops. My link is in the description box below.
Probably was drunk and high then. She says that he just went ahead and he sped off with the flow of traffic. So he went about his business. Why she didn't call the police then, I don't know. The next allegation is that Cyn Santana says, look, we've had an intimate relationship for many years. I love this man and I was intimate with him, but the one thing I did not want him to do is to get in my anus. And what Cyn Santana claimed is that several times Joe would digitally enter her anus without her consent. He knew she didn't like it. She was too scared to verbalize it, but she would tense up. She would get really mad. She would push away. She would give him all the physical signs that that was a no-go, but he continuously did it anyway. To keep it real with you, when a man does that, it's because he's basically trying to prep your butt for penetration. Can I keep it real with y'all? There are a lot of, remember I told y'all in the industry, they all love the anus. But there are a lot of men out there. Oh, shit. In the barbershop, in the locker room, there are a lot of men that discuss how they basically can't live without that butt, is what they describe it. It's tight. I don't know why they prefer the butt over the vaginal canal, which is what God intended that for. Y'all get mad at me. Your backside is not made for penetration. It's not. That's why I don't get lubricated. That's why I get worn out. You know, park that bit, man. Right in this little garage. Like, you ain't supposed to do that, all right? It don't cream. It will make you scream, you know. But anyway, a lot of guys feel like even if the girl say no and she's not into that, well, I'm going to get her into that. So they'll try to get you drunk. They'll accidentally go in your anus. And then if you cool with it, they continue. If not, then fine. They do little tricks to get you to do it basically against your will. It's the same thing with a lot of guys in threesomes, right? A guy will bring to you that he wants to do a threesome. You say no, but then he keeps pushing it, and he tries to get you drunk enough to force you into doing it. I'm not saying that's the RAPE word, but to me, it's what you call coercion. Like, we need a term for something that's not the physical forcibleness on somebody, and we need something for when you trick somebody into doing something. Because when a woman says no, that means no. Like, that don't mean try to go around, try to do this, try to do that. And this was especially traumatizing to Cyn Santana because she was molested. She was RAPED'd as a child by her babysitter. And so you violating this woman, and she clearly ain't into that. It's just, that's really sad if that's true. All right, next allegation is that Joe openly kisses his son on the lips. Cyn Santana says she knows that Joe loves his son, but she doesn't like direct kissing on the lips because she said that the son now tries to kiss strangers on the lips, and she's trying to correct that behavior. I don't really know how your son correlates a kiss from his father to kiss other people, but let me ask you ladies, because mostly ladies in the chat, and I'm not a father yet, right? Can't wait to be, but are you guys okay with your baby father kissing your kid on the lips? Parents should not do that. No. Y'all saying no. Okay. So y'all saying no. Are you guys okay with kissing your kids on the lips? I don't. I'm not cool with that. Forehead, but no. Okay, I'm going to say no. And in addition to that, for everybody, like when I had my baby, don't be kissing my baby. I don't play that shit either. Moving right along. Santana went on to allege that Joe is really, really close with his dog, and he loves his dog. And out of her mouth, she said that Joe said, when there ain't no bitches around, I don't want my dog getting backed up. And said that Joe frequently masturbates his dog to relieve him of being backed up when ain't no bitches around, because that's his boy. That brings a whole new meaning to the word doggy style. Let me play this right here. Speaking of masturbating the dog, do I have that down? Hold on. All right, we're gonna play this here.
Maisie, it's okay. My God, man, I'm sorry. It's a girl. We're just using slurs. Don't worry about it.
Why do I always want to make the dog feel good by playing with their fucking privates?
Yeah.
They like that.
Stop raping my dog.
That's how I know that he's not a real animal lover.
Because I don't play with my pets.
Anybody with a pet, you come on, you did a little something down there, man, made your dog feel good.
Hell no. I would never do that.
Well, you've never.
Maisie, it's okay.
My God, man, I'm sorry.
All right. So did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Yes. And I can't show you the clip because it's from his podcast, but literally the dog is next to him on the couch as he's rubbing him. Let me tell you something. I love the hell out of my dog. I have no reason to want to touch my dogs. That is nasty. That is sick and sadistic. Low key, I feel like on one of Joe's drug binges back in the day, he played with a dog sexually. He enjoyed that, and he was never the same. Moving right along. Cyn Santana describes a domestic violence incident where she was attempting to leave the house, and she said that I'm gonna act this out for y'all so y'all can get it, okay? So Cyn was saying that shit. Let me move this shit over here or something. Okay. Now let's just put them hoes down there. Okay. So Cyn was saying in the paperwork that in one of their arguments, she was attempting to leave, and she was upstairs in their mega mansion house, okay? And she said that when she tried to leave, he didn't let her, and he tackled her to the floor. So he tackled her. She then claims that he grabbed her by her hair and dragged her down and dragged her throughout the house. And as I was reading this paperwork, the only thing I could think of was what Slug got to do with it. When Ike Turner was dragging Tina all up and through the house, this is what Cyn Santana was saying was happening, all right? After he got through dragging her because he had her in like a hold. He had his body over her. But if you guys can't tell, Joe is a slimmer guy. Cyn is very thick. So she was actually able to maneuver out of the damn hole that he had her in. So low key, Joe, low key, your bitch could have beat you up. Low key, I'm just saying. Like, we could have had another Meg. We could have. Was y'all the first Meg and Tory situation? I'm just saying. Maybe your ass was really mad because you had girls that could beat your ass. But anyway. So she got out of the first hold and she was trying to get out of the house. But she wanted her phone first. And so Joe said, I ain't giving you your phone. Get the F out of my house. And Cyn is like, okay, I'll get out your house. Just let me get clothes. Because mind you, while he's dragging her throughout the house and no, the baby was not there, she was half naked. So she in her panties and drawers, and she like, well, can you let me put some clothes on? Can I throw on a dress or something before you just throw me out Allen Iverson style out in the streets? He said, hell no. So he had an issue with that. And so she tries to walk towards the door. As she tries to go towards the door, he grabs her again. She gets out of it, but then he decides to drag her from whatever part of the house they were in to the front door. He walks away. She's trying to get out, low-key Cyn. You see, let me tell you something, Cyn. Where my I don't even think I got my box cutter. Let me tell you something, Cyn. If you'd have had you one of these, if you'd have.
Got questions? Talking to one of the world's top 10 psychics ought to help. Dr. Linda Salvin is amazing with an uncanny ability to clarify your issues and bring you quick and accurate answers and predictions. From the White House to the homeless, Dr. Linda has helped thousands over more than 2 decades on her national radio show, by phone, in person. When you need answers, Dr. Linda lights the way. Book time with this gifted healer and clairvoyant now. Visit lindasalvin.com or call 888-509-1077. And you can bring Dr. Linda's metaphysical healing home with her spirit-filled candles, Wicks of Wisdom, where pure essential oils and elements are powerfully released through her proprietary rituals to assist you in love, legal, career, finances, health, and more. Wicks of Wisdom work. See them and order yours at lindasalvin.com. Always fun and accurate, Dr. Linda's visions bring you solutions. Call 888-509-1077 or visit lindasalvin.com.
You'd have had you one of these on that ass. I don't even have my box cutter, but if you'd have had your box cutter, you'd have. Let me tell you something, Cyn. Next time, keep you a pen in your pocket. Keep your pen in your pocket, boo-boo. And the next time he play, and he got you in the hole, just right up in the neck. He'd have got up off your ass then, because let me tell you something. When I stabbed that nigga in his eye, boy, that was a big nigga, but stabbing in the eye took him down. Anyway, so as she attempts to leave the house a second time, Joe turns around, he looks at her, and he charges her. So I'm going to show y'all. He literally charged her, boom, again. Okay? Charged her again. Now, she tried to protect herself with the umbrella. He got the umbrella out of her hand, and she was finally able to get to the car after tussling with him some more. But it's just a point. Like, that is just crazy. That is just totally crazy. I think that was the last allegation. And so, I hope y'all was able to follow that. But basically, she's alleging they had multiple DV incidents. He masturbates the dog. He drives drunk and high. Thank you, Queen's Cake. She said this is the third account of Joe being accused of holding women against their will. Esther, Tahiry, and now Cyn. They're all toxic. But this fool need to be locked up for this shit. Because I believe her. Because when you look at the documents, she describes this in so much detail. I'm like, she's not lying. She's not lying. I have to kind of recreate some of it, but go read the documents for yourself. This girl is not lying. Like, you can't make up these kind of lies. You just can't. Cyn ain't that damn bright to do that, to keep it real. And so, all in all, when I look at their relationship, I look at really two broken people that was trying to be whole. I look at Cyn Santana as somebody that's confused, because I don't know how you go from scissoring to having a baby with a man. All right. In addition to that, Cyn Santana got her own childhood trauma that I do not feel she has done the proper work to process, and she basically has went from abuser to abuser to abuser, because when Cyn Santana was with Erica Mena, they had domestic violence in their relationship too. I think that Joe Budden is abusive by nature. I believe he grew up with abuse. Okay. And when you add drugs and alcohol into that, this man has lost his mind a long time ago. So they all toxic. They all don't need to be with one another. They all need some therapy. And what's sad is that they always put kids in the middle of this shit. They bring kids into these dysfunctional ass relationships. It's like the good people ain't producing enough kids, and the idiots are reproducing like rabbits. It's like these babies don't have a chance. They really don't. But moving along from that, I wanted to talk about Tahiry. We already know what's been going on with Tahiry Jose, who's also Joe Budden's ex, out in the damn interwebs with people that have been accusing her of committing domestic violence, just like she accused her man on Marriage Boot Camp. I want to play you what Jonathan had to say about her, and then we gonna discuss it, because I feel like there's a reason why she's been allowed to get away with the stuff that she does.
Because she spiraled. You guys saw a fragment of it, and the fragment actually worked in her favor. For those who are asking, I'm talking about Tahiry Jose, the huge phenomenon and the huge star, the huge celebrity. Tahiry Jose, that's what I'm talking about. And so the scene that you guys watched, you have to remember, these scenes, like, they take hours to film, and you guys get to see a small fragment of them, and the fragment that you guys saw actually worked in her favor. So at that point, I already knew that she had a non-benign cyst because she had already told me. Later on, she says she doesn't know what she has. She has to have all these exams or whatever. That's another, we'll talk about that in a minute. So she's like losing it, spiraling. It was like she had all this stuff to say. She wanted me to say it. I'm not going to say it. That's your problem. That's you handle that, man. You do your stuff. But I don't have a loyalty to anyone. I'm a person who I speak on the truth. What I'm watching and what I'm seeing is what I'm reacting to and what I'm talking about. So for you to sit here on this interview with Jason Lee where you're unraveling and talking about so many things, you're a victim to me, you're a victim to Vado, you're a victim to Joe, but you're a victim to so many people. And it's like, at what point, huge star that you are, Tahiry Jose, at what point are you going to take accountability? Because you use what the cameras capture in your favor. What the world didn't see, and what none of you guys saw, what nobody saw is, one, she is a person who assaults people. My reaction is to diffuse situations with comedy. If you watch me throughout the years, I diffuse stuff with comedy. I try to do like a mentor. Her instant reaction is to hit and get aggressive and yeah. So what you guys never saw was, first, that same day, she assaulted not one, not two, but 3 male crew members from the show with her purse. She assaulted them physically. Later, and when I addressed her about it, she goes, "Oh, I don't remember. I blacked out. Don't bring that up to me because I don't remember putting my." This is her excuse. She blacked out. She doesn't remember. She doesn't recall putting her hands on those men. Then I'm good. Then I go to have a conversation with her, and I'm thinking, you know what? Let's put this behind us. You are clearly upset. I'm upset with you because you wanted to throw this whole thing on me. You wanted to come on the show as like, so maybe I might get back with Joe, maybe I'm not. And when Joe was not interested, you spun it around like, oh, no, that wasn't my intention. That was all Jonathan's doing. Jonathan made that whole thing up. I didn't even give a shit, bitch. You told me something and I was drunk. And I didn't even go back and relay the message. Somebody else did. So I go and I meet with her. Now remember, I've seen her with my eyes this same season, within the same month, physically assault 3 men who work on the show. I go and have a conversation with her, and I'm thinking, you know what? At the end of the day, you could talk to anyone about anything. So, you're upset, girl? Let's talk. What's up? Hey, girl. As soon as I get this, you must have an obsession with me, because let me tell you something. Going like this in my face, snuffing me. Going like that. Let me tell you something, because you need to have hands put on you. That's what you need. That's what you need. This, again, with the violence and stuff. And I'm looking at her. I'm stepping back, and I'm like, you're being very aggressive. You're being very aggressive. I've never put my hands on a woman, so you need to back up, because I won't be able to defend myself against you. Please, back up and get out of my face. So I look over to the producers of the show, and they had to rush in, and security had to rush in and basically peel her back up off of me. That makes me the 4th man that she was aggressive towards. Now, I'm not here to defend anybody. Everybody's story is everybody's story. Nobody was there but her and the people that she is accusing. What I do know is, when I have seen her be aggressive towards men, and had I blacked out and retaliated and been physical with her the way that she was physical with me, she would have opened up this phone, turned on her front-facing camera, opened up this application of Instagram and say, Jonathan attacked me, I'm another victim to another man I've been beat. But I wasn't raised like that. My mom said, always taught me, you run the other way you have to if a woman is aggressive towards you. And that was what I chose to do. I looked over at the producers and I said, y'all need to...
Okay, that's enough of that. Low-key, his voice is like annoying to me after a while, and I'm just like, I can't. Now, who do y'all believe in all of that? Do y'all believe Jonathan? Y'all know when it comes to me, I'm not biasing this stuff. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. By the way, thank you for the donations, everybody. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Keep in mind, Jonathan, to me, he hops from celebrity to celebrity and kind of plays like their best friend for clout. Because otherwise, I don't know why we should have ever seen Jonathan on national television. But I do believe for the most part he's telling the truth. I believe he's only coming out now because he's best friends with Cyn Santana. And Cyn Santana's like, put this shit out there. I have to say this. I'm a grown-ass man. And I've said it before, even when I was in school. If a young lady was to lay her hands on me, I'm not gonna lie. Unless it's a dire situation, I'm not gonna hit her back either. Cause it's just a lose-lose situation. If you get beat up like Tory Lanez, you got beat up, and now you got to shoot her in the foot to try to say your manhood, all right? If you beat her up, you beat up a girl. That ain't nothing to be proud of. Either way, it's bad. I feel like everybody should just keep their hands to yourself, because if you're not intelligent enough to use your mouth to express how you feel, then you got other issues. You don't need to be in no relationship. You need to work on yourself, because grown people talk. Because low key, what a lot of y'all better realize is that people not playing out here. You lay your hands on somebody, your ass will end up dead. The days of fighting, the days of one-on-one fair fighting, squaring up, those days are done. You lay your hands on somebody out here in these streets, that's like the end of your life. And so we need to start teaching these people coming up that you got to keep your hands to yourself unless you need to defend yourself. But anyway, I agree with Jonathan on that. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. She has been allowed to hit men and get away with it. And when she got yoked up, although she didn't deserve it then, and I still was not okay with it, nobody addressed the fact that she threw apples at Votto and that she was verbally aggressive towards him as well. So this is a woman that's problematic. And I'm going to end this segment and move on by saying this. You Afro-Latinas thought y'all was so much better than, well, black women, as y'all call them. Regular black women. All y'all life, y'all told y'all was special because you light enough to pass or something else. What Cardi B tell her friend Star Marie? You know, you too pretty to say you just black. You know, you say you black in Spanish or something. You too pretty. As if black alone can't be beautiful. When we gonna sit down and have the discussion that for some reason with black people we feel like we can only be pretty if we mix with some? Why when you see a pretty black woman, why can't she just be pretty? Why it gotta be what you mix with? Is your mama white? Do you got some Indian in your family? Is you Puerto Rican? Like as if Puerto Rican is a race. Puerto Rican is not a race. So when y'all walk around saying I'm 100% Puerto Rican, you're an idiot. It's not a race. Dominican is not a race. Italian is not a race. I'm sorry. Learn the difference between ethnicity, nationality, and race. But anyway, you basic ass, bad body built ass, confused ass Afro-Latinas really thought y'all was so much better than black women. Y'all got these niggas. I'm going to thank you on behalf of black women. Because they didn't have to deal with the Chris Browns. They didn't have to deal with the Joe Buddens. They didn't have to deal with the Gilbert Arenas. They didn't took the males from them Negroes for centuries. Let y'all take some of it. Stop being offended when these Negroes just want to get with them. Because they want their kids looking a certain way, only not to realize that your black ass genes are strong. Your kids still going to look like you, Gilbert. With your low self-esteem having ass. Still ain't going to forgive you for attacking Lupita. Is we gonna keep it real? Let's keep it real. The majority of black people don't like the way they look, don't like being black, attribute everything black to being bad. And when men and female, when they get enough money, they feel like, well, I don't have to give with nobody black because I got money now. Now I can upgrade. They look at it as an upgrade. Except they dumbass didn't attend biology class and never learned that everything black is dominant, baby. Everything you try to run from, you see through your children's, baby. That's why they have these damn mixed kids with these women that don't know how to do their hair. Their babies walk around looking like human troll dolls. Y'all all know somebody like that. You be like, really, girl? All that time you done took Black D, you never learned how to do a press and curl ever. You don't know. You can't wash this girl hair every day. You have no clue. Wow. But you could take and swallow Black D. Real intelligent. Then the kids don't come out the way that you want it. You don't want nothing to do with them. And now we got to deal with those little assholes of the world that grow up to be light with kinky hair that they keep a relaxer in. And they just tell you they Spanish even when they not. Cyn Santana. I know you are, but like you said, black men cater to you. Was he catering to you when he was going in your ass? When you told him not to? Was he catering to you when he was dragging you? I don't know about y'all. I don't want to be catered to like that. Stay out my ass. Don't drag me. If that's how I gotta be catered to. Y'all are basic. Y'all are not that good looking. Let's keep it real. Cyn Santana, average looking Afro-Latina. Average, girl, average. And by the way, if you don't think you ain't got no black in you, look at your hair, your nose, your lips, and your hips. It's black running all up and through your jeans, baby. You just speak Spanish, boo. We're still explaining this in 2020. Have you never heard of the transatlantic slave trade? Who am I talking to? Half you hoes didn't get past 7th grade. The hell am I talking to? Transatlantic slave trade. You don't know what the hell that is. But you have these black children. But back to Tahiry. You're average looking. Your best years are behind you. Your best body is behind you. Now you built literally like a hobbit. All the cement in your ass has went to your brain. And after getting ran through and abused by a crackhead for many years, you went from a crackhead to a homeless man. Stop picking up men out the homeless shelter and rehab centers. Who told y'all ladies that was where you were supposed to go to find men? What happened to going to libraries? Y'all don't read. What happened to going to steakhouses? Not the club that's free before 11. What happened to going to where real men are, and getting a real man? Except don't no real man want you, Tahiry. Don't no real man want you, Cyn Santana, because y'all trash. And you trash in your own communities. Because even in the Latin communities, they don't want to get with you. You ain't got green eyes. You ain't got straight hair. You look too much like one of us, so they throw your ass away. They pump and dump you, and they throw you to us because they know a black man will sleep with anything. Let's keep it real. A black man will sleep with anything. Look at Jeffree Star and the Negro he with. Have y'all seen Andre's baby mama? She's literally gorgeous. She mixed, that ain't got nothing to do with it. She's gorgeous. You left a gorgeous woman to get with a demon, goon, goblin creature called Jeffree Star. We still don't know what the hell it is. He looked like he crawled up out the depths of hell. Even if you want to be with Jeffree Star, and Jeffree trying to convince us he's not paying you. He ain't paying you directly, but he getting money out being with your ugly ass, Jeffree, because you ugly. I don't care how much plastic surgery you do to your face, you will never be a Kardashian, bitch. You always gonna be that screwed up, trashy white kid that nobody wanted and throwed away. You looked up off of social media and you've been looking down on everybody ever since. But don't shit on us because you got shitted on your whole life. That ain't my fault. It ain't our fault you ugly. Kick your mama in her vagina for pushing your ass out. Damn it, what was my last point? Oh, my last point was this. Tahiry benefits from light skin privilege. If Tahiry was a dark skinned Latina, if this was a Mata La Negra, she would not get away with being that aggressive. She would not get away with being that violent without being called black, whatever the hell, derogatory after that. And that's a fact. As black people, we give light skinned people a chance. We give them too much rope. Give them too much rope. There's no reason why Tahiry should have been able to go around assaulting people the way that she has. If she was dark skinned, her ass would have had charges put on her ass. Let's start holding these people accountable. But then you want me to feel sorry because some shit happened to you? You ain't no better than the people that's abusing you. And then you go after people you know you can't hit. You know Jonathan is fruity as a box of Fruit Loops. You know he can't hit your Hobbit built ass back, Tahiry. You know that. Sick of y'all shit. You hoes disgust me. Maybe because my throat ain't feeling well, I don't really have a filter tonight. You hoes disgust me. You literally offer nothing to the world. If it wasn't for Mona, you'd still be selling your stuff on a block. And yes, Tahiry actually has a master's degree. And yes, I know I have a master's degree and I'm online, you know, dragging people for a living. But at least I ain't got no kids involved in my shit. I ain't over here hitting no damn body. You are sick, you are sadistic, you are disrespectful, you have no class and no couth. And no real man will ever wife you until you change your ways. And I want to let you know, even once you change your ways, you are way past your desirable, I don't want to say age because it ain't age. You ain't desirable no more, Tahiry. Why you think you had to get with a man that was homeless to feel like a woman? You had to Hazel E a nigga. Because everybody done had you and nobody is dumb enough to put a ring on it and actually stick around. The crazy thing is you'd have been ran through so much and ain't even been smart enough to get a baby out of one of these fools. So at least you could have something to show for your years of horn. You have nothing to show for it but ruining your reputation on social media. An ass and a body that is now gone to hell. And your mind is fried to shit too. Ugh. The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto. Oh. These people are having children. These a-holes are literally raising the next generation. We screwed. Damn. Can somebody just give me one baby? These fools able to have them like 50 going north. All right. We're going to move right along from that.
Asia, your skin looks amazing. What are you doing? Thanks, girl. I discovered these life-changing products called SOS Creations. I've been using their toning up package and it has really made a big difference. And they have products for everyone. So if you have dark spots, stretch marks, acne, pimples, sun damage, psoriasis, eczema, or age spots, anything, they have products for you. So you should call them today. I'm going to call right now. Call 240-288-3414. That's 240-288-3414. Or visit SOScreation.com.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.